Hey there, thank you so much for watching. I'm Christiana and this is the Well-Behaved Wallet. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you the exact formula I used to calculate my own financial independence number, as well as the approximate amount of time it will take me to get there. I'm also going to be sharing some factors that may influence that amount of time and make it either longer or potentially shorter. The only thing I am an expert in is my own story, and my goal is to share my numbers and be as transparent as possible in the hope of inspiring you and giving you motivation to reach your own financial goals. Really, I feel like if I can learn this stuff and I can be better at this stuff, then anyone can do it, and that is what I aim to communicate to you here today. Before we get into the numbers, I ask you to do me a huge favor and click the like button. It'll help this video gain traction and momentum, as well as raise the topic of financial independence in general. If you're watching this video, I'm guessing you're the kind of person who wants to build a better financial future for yourself and your family. And I believe that we can achieve so much more together than we can on our own. So if you really want to give this video a boost, let me know in the comments below why you want to build a better financial future. What's your motivation? So let's get into the strategy. And first, let me say that I can understand why it might be overwhelming to look at numbers like these, because the amount that you think you need to save to achieve financial independence seems so big, and the amount of time, the length of time that it will take you to get there seems so long, it's almost unrealistic. And I completely understand that. So to that, I kind of want to say that just knowing those numbers is a huge start. Like if you're training for a marathon, sometimes just knowing that there is a potential end in sight helps you keep going. So that's one thing. But on the other side, in the second part of this video, I'm going to share some situations and for instances that will directly affect the amount of time that it will take you to achieve financial independence. So I just say, bear with me, and I'm going to show you exactly the numbers that I'm looking at and things that may affect the amount of time that it will take you to achieve that number of financial independence. So while ultimate financial independence and being completely free financially might not be everyone's path, I 100% believe that absolutely everyone can start today and move toward a more secure financial future. That is something off the bat. Okay, so let's get into the actual numbers, because the first step to improving your numbers is knowing what they are. Okay, so let's start plugging in some numbers. So the first number you're going to need is your annual expenses. Now, if you're working for a salary, this is typically your salary because you're living off of that. So that's the first number we're going to put right here. The second number we're going to use is a safe withdrawal rate. Now, there have been a number of studies done that determine that, give or take market fluctuations, it's about 4%. So the most influential of these studies was a Trinity study that was done in 1998 to determine, kind of accounting for the different ups and downs that you see typically in markets, 4% is a safe rate to assume when withdrawing from a retirement portfolio. So we're going to use that number as our average withdrawal rate to calculate our financial independence number. Now, the financial independence number will be the number that we need to achieve in order to comfortably live off a safe withdrawal rate of 4%. So for annual expenses, let's use this number right here. So I'm going to put in $50,000, which is a pretty typical annual salary. You can see the financial independence number is 1.25 million. It's kind of big, right? And it can be a little bit overwhelming, I get that. The first step is knowing what you need in order to achieve what you want, right? So let's start with that. Then we take this number of 101.25 million, we plug that in over here, which is our financial independence number. Then we subtract out anything we've already saved because, hey, that's money we already have in the bank, right? So I'm going to put this number here of 14,000. So the remaining amount to financial independence is this 1.236 number. Now we're going to take the yearly savings. That's how much we can comfortably put away a year toward our ultimate goal of financial independence. And then this will give us the average number of years, or the approximate number of years to attain financial independence. Now right here I have this cell set to say financially dependent because at this point this person, who may or may not be me, is at this point financially dependent on a salary or additional income to cover monthly expenses. So let's say yearly we're putting away roughly, okay, I'm going to be real, right? Use these real numbers. Yearly savings of about 10,000 leads us to 123 years, which is completely non-achievable, right? Because think that this person's going to be around in 123 years. So that's a little bit discouraging, right? So that number is really big and can be kind of overwhelming, right? 123 years. You figure, what the heck is the point? Why bother saving anything and just use everything toward enjoying life right now? And I can completely understand that. But if you take a look, there are a few different scenarios that can lead to this time being shortened dramatically. Let's jump back into the numbers. So let's keep this top part the same with an annual expense rate of $50,000. Your withdrawal is 4%. Your financial independence number is still that 1.25 million. Let's say also we're keeping that 14,000 already saved in place. But instead, let's say you get a raise or you're able to generate more income that allows you to save instead of just 10,000 a year. Let's say you're able to save 50,000 a year. Now it only takes you 25 years to achieve financial independence, which is a ton better than 123 years, right? All of a sudden, it looks a little bit more realistic. And these things are both very realistic scenarios, generating an additional 40,000 in income that you can put directly into savings. Let's say instead of just 50,000, let's say you're able to save 100,000. That cuts your years to financial independence down to 12 years. So all of a sudden, we're already looking a little bit more cheerful, a little bit more positive, right? So generating additional income is a great way to decrease the amount of time it will take you to achieve financial independence. Another great way to decrease the amount of time that it will take you to achieve financial independence is to cut your annual expenses or to use a lower number to live off of. So let's see what the numbers look like if you did that. Okay, so for annual expenses, instead of 50,000, let's use 30,000. We're still keeping that same safe withdrawal rate of 4%. Now your financial independence number, however, has come down to 750,000, which is a lot more achievable, doable, right? So let's take that same $50,000, already saved 14,000, remaining amount 736. Now yearly savings, instead of 10,000, let's say we are able to put away 50,000 a year. That cuts our years to financial independence all the way down to 14.7, about 15 years, which again seems suddenly a lot more achievable. Another potential scenario that will affect the amount of time it takes you to achieve your financial independence number is potentially receiving a windfall. Let's say someone that you've never met, that you don't know, passes away and leaves you a huge amount of money. This is a positive financial event. However, you'll see in the numbers that it doesn't have as strong as an effect on your years to financial independence as that yearly income that you can achieve. Okay, so let's take that same annual expense rate of $50,000, the same safe withdrawal rate of 4%, excuse me. Your financial independence number is 1.25 still. So let's say on top of this already saved amount of 14,000, let's say someone leaves you a windfall of $500,000. So after you use your 14,000 for attorney's fees, whatever. So let's say you have now instead already saved $500,000. Yearly savings still at 10%, you can see it takes you 75 years to achieve that financial independence number, right? Not the same effect as we were seeing from having a yearly income. However, if you're able to save yearly from that 10,000, you take it up to 50,000. It cuts your years to financial independence to 15. So even with a savings of 500,000, you still need to add on an additional 40,000 in yearly savings for a total of 50,000 yearly to hit that 15 years to financial independence. So I'm sharing these numbers to say that there are several different moving parts in your financial journey. There are a ton of different variables that will affect your path and how things play out for you. So you have your yearly expense rate, you have the amount that you're going to withdraw, you have amounts in savings. So you could have an unexpected windfall, and you also have the amount that you're able to put away yearly. And really, the best way to affect any financial change is to increase your income. So if you want to make a start right now, gain control of your expenses, know how much you're spending, and then really work to increase your income and the amount that you're able to save. Because while there's a limit to how much you can save and cut from your budget, there is no limit to how much you can earn. Literally, your income potential is unlimited. You got to get your mindset straight in order to receive this income, but then just start, get to work, do something to start earning additional income now. And if you're interested in seeing more on my day-to-day financial operations and how I manage my money today, check out last week's video called How I Manage My Money. Overall, this is just encouragement for you to take control of your finances and look at them individually, because the best way to improve your financial future is to know where you are today and know where you're heading so that you can head in that direction. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you'll keep watching. Bye.